So this is the 1996 Williams Tales of the Arabian Nights. They only made just over 3,000 of these tables. I think it's 3,128, which is a great shame because it's a superb game. And it really is packed full of features. It follows on from a long tradition of top quality tables that Williams made. It's like one of the household names, Bally and Williams, for some of the greatest titles, and I love this. There weren't that many of them that were imported into the UK. I managed to buy this one from an auction down in the West Country, and it was in a hell of a state when we got it. We had to literally approach this table and take the whole thing completely to pieces, back to the bare wood for the cabinet. The Playfield was stripped down, but we'll come into that a little bit more. I want to just talk a little bit more about the actual table itself and why it's such an epic pinball table and why it's so important in the history of pinball. I mean, it's got some fantastic artwork on it, and I suppose the thing that you notice straight away is this lamp, which is considered by pinball enthusiasts as being one of the most exciting targets that you can strike. It actually spins around, and it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of different things going on the Playfield here with its various features. It's got a multiple. It's got a very good multiple feature. And it's got some superb magnet effects, so that's where the ball gets pulled by a magnet effectively under the Playfield. It's got some great smooth orbit shots, and it's got this ramp on the table whereby you fire the ball up the ramp, and it goes in one of three directions. So again, lots of thrilling and exciting stuff happening as you're playing the game. And some great soundtracks. And one of the fun things I love about this table is that as you're actually playing the table, you hear the voice of a girl from a harem, which sort of gives it that sort of bit of a sort of a racy effect, and sort of you can sort of immerse yourself back in the days of you know, sort of the Arabian Nights, and sort of the great temptress there as she is, giving you advice as you play the game. Back into the restoration, so what we've done is as I said, we've taken the whole thing completely to pieces. So the cabinet gets returned back to bare wood, and this artwork isn't actually recreated anywhere. So first thing we have to do is, when we start off with one of these cabinets, is think how are we going to repair or remake this artwork. So what we do is we digitally scan this artwork into the computer, and we put it onto Photoshop. My colleague Malcolm does this for us, and then any imperfections on the artwork we infill. So quite often around where the flippers are, you know, and your hands have been there, or you know, down the side of the cabinet when it might have been moved by an operator, somebody, you know, moving it from pub to pub or bar to bar. You know, they damage these, they damage the artwork, so it all has to be remade. So we digitally recreated this. There's hours of painstaking work goes into this, and then we're able to recreate it, reprint these super tough vinyl decals that we make. They're entirely in keeping with the original design, and then that is then bonded to the cabinet. Now the actual cabinet itself, to get that smooth fit, and so you don't get any bubbling on it, we sand the wood smooth, and then we put an undercoat on it, and then we put a top coat on it. So perfectly smooth filled cabinet. And then we bond the artwork to it, so you know, it really does feel like it was when it came out of the factory, and that's what we're trying to achieve. We also always paint the inside of the cabinet, so it looks as good on the inside as it does on the outside. We think it's quite important that when you pull up the Playfield, you can actually see a perfectly pristine finish in there, and on the back as well. We redo the original writing on the back. So once the cabinet's done, then we can start building it up. And we've got some nice new side rails on here, so brushed steel side rails. and then we've also got steel legs and a new knock bar. So we do that, and coming round to the front, we've got a new coin door, new plunger. So all of these bits, even a new lock on the top box as well as on the coin door, just all the nice little things that just finish it off to make it sort of, it's got to be as good as it possibly can be. Going into the Playfield then, so this whole thing is completely dismantled. We take out the loom and it's checked by hand. Every single wiring route is checked, and any damaged or perished wire is replaced. So that's absolutely fundamental to it, because we're giving a 1-year parts and labour warranty on this table. We're not sparing any expense on the restoration. It costs what it does. I don't want to sell this thing in anything other than being in top condition. So we check the wiring loom, then we go right the way through. We've made some, we've added a few modifications as we've rebuilt her. So in the genie's eyes, we put some LEDs in there. I also mentioned on the Playfield we've used super bright LEDs as opposed to the original filament bulbs, and that just brings the whole thing back to life. It really makes it exciting when you're playing. Of course, it's got the latest software on the board, and so that's something that's done as standard. And then when we've also put some artwork around the sides on the inside of the table here. So this is another modification, just something to enhance it and improve it. Got some new apron artwork going on the front here as well. So just trying to make it as good as it possibly can be. This table was designed by a character called John Popadwick, and he is one of the greatest pinball designers of all time. So we just thought it was the right thing to invest into. These tables, when they're finished by us, we ship them literally all over the world. I've got clients in Australia, all through Europe. So often when the installations aren't too far away, we send our own team out, and that usually involves the chap who's restored the table. So we send him and somebody to help install it. So it's a proper sort of full sort of white glove delivery service. And as I mentioned earlier, that's also backed up by our 1-year parts and labour warranty, which is comprehensive. So it's not sort of just the parts, it's actually the labour and the travelling time anywhere in the UK. When we ship these pinball tables overseas, we offer the same parts and labour warranty, but we just ask for a contribution to our travelling costs. So that might be just a contribution to the airline flight, or if they've got to stay overnight. But obviously the labour and the parts are always covered for the first year, and that's important to the way we do things. I'm trying to sell these things absolutely at top end of the market. We're certainly not the cheapest, but I'm hopefully our clients will agree that we offer the best value for money, and it's nice to have something that's just been done properly and works correctly. Anyway, if you'd like to come and see this pinball table, we've got it down at the Games Room Company in Weybridge. Why don't you come down and have a go? Thank you very much.
The Tale of Sinbad and the Rocks.
Shoot the left passage. This genie is powerful.